I just crossed over $1 million in funding, was able to make $4,000 on my funded accounts. I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to do that with this gold trade here that I took last night. This is the channel where I break down every single trade that I take this year so that you guys can see full transparency, all the good, the bad, and the ugly when we are trading this year and the profits that we've made. You can see here that I was able to do about $7,300 total, but that was 3,000 of that was on this challenge account that crossed me over 1 million in funding. The rest of the 4,000 was on all of my funded accounts. You can see my Apex funded account here, funded account, funded account. All of these are funded account. We have max allocated funded with Take Profit Trader, and we're working to build max allocated funded with Apex as well. We'll move on to some other firms after that. The goal is to get to about $3 million in funding. From there, we can start doing some really crazy things in terms of withdrawing, bigger payouts and things like that. I always teach our members to grow wide first, so get your base wide before you try to get big payouts, right? So we're not trying to get one account and get big payouts. We're trying to get a multiplicity of accounts and scale consistent payouts from those accounts. 100K a month is just $2,500, because I got it written on my whiteboard here, but it's just $2,500 across 20 accounts 2 times a month, right? So $5,000 a month across 20 accounts will put you at 100K a month essentially in profit. So that's where we're chasing. And slowly but surely, step by step, we're doing it. And we've passed these accounts with only failing 2 accounts. And I've made over 10,000, or I've actually made $10,000 from one singular account with only spending around $1,000 in accounts total. So all the accounts that we're buying, we're passing. We're not only we're passing, but we're able to start making consistent profits. So how was we able to do this? I mean, gold ran absolutely ridiculous last night, so I ended up closing a little bit earlier, but I'm going to show you exactly how we were able to execute on this yesterday. So we're going to start with the bar replay here, and what I want to do is I just want to show where price was at the time that I looked for my entry. So gold had been extremely bullish here. We had just broken above the 4750. That was a target that I was looking for coming into the day yesterday, was 4750. And why I'm looking for these solid hold numbers, 4750, 4760, 4770, is because these are psychological levels in the markets that price can reverse off of. If we zoom out, we're in all-time highs, so we have no resistance to our left-hand side. So in order to set our targets when we're in these all-time highs, we need to set them at psychological hold numbers. So these are areas of interest that we're going to be looking for price to respect, retest, reject off of. So where were we at currently? Well, price was creating higher highs and higher lows. We created this high, we created a low, created a higher high. And then if we dial down to our line chart here, you can kind of see where we get this market shift. So price pushed up, we created a high, we created a low, created a new high, then price starts to come down here where we create this shift breaking through a previous key low. Now the problem with this is we ended up getting a flip. Now I'm gonna show you exactly how I was looking at this, because it comes down to the key level that we were respecting off of. We were retesting back into this 4760. Note that this 4760 is a key level of resistance here. Once we tapped into it here, we seen signs of rejection. Once we broke through it, we got a push up. We came back into it, seen signs of rejection, pushed back up into the high. Once we broke through it, we got some volume, and then we broke back up inside of that 4760. So as what I was seeing in the markets was that price was coming back down to retest that 4760, a strong key psychological area of interest in the markets and these all-time highs that price could potentially go to. Now where I wanted to see price go to is to 4770 and then up to 4780, right? These are the 2 targets that I had when I was looking for this trade. So how did I actually execute on my trade here? Once price, I dialed down to my 1 minute time frame. I wanted to see some type of rejection off of this area of interest. That's what I was going to be looking for. So when price actually, let's go through one candle here, price pushed down, starting to push up, and right in here. So as I'm starting to see this move to the upside, right here, getting a break above this high, I went ahead and entered my trade here, looking for my stop loss to be below this area of interest low. So that's where I went ahead and set my stop loss. My first target was at that 4770, so I took this at 4 micros. I scaled 2 micros out at that 4770 level of resistance, and it was a little bit closer up into these highs. This was my targeted high here. So at a 1-2 risk to reward, I scaled half of my position and then held the rest to go to my full take profit. So we're going to just see how this played out here. Now, once price actually did form a retest, I took it on my challenge account here, and you guys can see, I'll show you, hopefully. Oh, well, you can't see this because it won't show it on here. But I scaled in again another position once price broke back above this high. We retested here on this 1 minute candle, down close candle, and wanted to see that break above the high. Once we got that break above the high, I actually entered in another trade on my funded accounts, because the first trade I only had took on the challenge account because I just wanted to get done with the challenge, cross over that $1 million in funding. And I was like, oh, this is a great setup. Let's scale in on the funded accounts as well. So we was able to take profits there at that 4770, and then held up into that 4780. You see 4780 was hit. We got a rejection off of 4780, and then price just continued, to be bullish later in the day. But you can see after breaking through that psychological whole number, price came back down into this range here. We got a retest, and then obviously if we zoom out here, you can kind of see where gold ended up going, right? So gold ended up absolutely ripping last night. We just caught a piece of the overall much larger move. But we were able to make, $7,300, 40, so it's like $4,200 on our funded accounts, and we crossed over that $1 million in funding. Again, this is an account where I'm going to be showing you guys every trade that I take, right? Full transparency, and we trade live every single day at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time in our VIP. And if you want mentorship, I have a one-on-one mentorship where I will build you out a blueprint of how you can scale to $1 million in funding and start making consistent payouts in the markets, scaling to your first 10K in payouts. My goal is to make you guys as much money as possible this year, not to just make money for myself, but to transparently display how I'm executing in the markets day after day, so that you guys can see how I'm able to capitalize all these payouts that we're going to get this year. And my goal is to make you guys, like I said, as much money as possible this year. So if you're ready to take your trading journey seriously and you want that one-on-one mentorship where we'll build the blueprint for you, this is not a guarantee of success, but we'll build a blueprint for you. We'll have scheduled meetings, we'll have check-ins, you'll get the journal, you'll learn every in and out of this system so that we can get you to consistent profitability. That is the goal here. So I just wanted to show you guys the trade that I was able to take last night that crossed me over $1 million in funding, and also allowed me to make $4,400 across my funded accounts. And I will be trading here today. So I'll see you guys in the next one.